So I just made a video talking about how to handle thoughts, feelings, emotions as they come up when you're living life as a conscious manifester. And I brought up persisting, but I realized it was an incomplete thought about persisting, what it actually means. And I haven't made a video on persisting in a while, so I'm going to go over that right now. Okay. So in that video that I was talking about, watching my own 3 simple step manifestation course, that because sometimes I like to go back and remind myself of what I am teaching and apply it in my own life, how to handle thoughts when they come up. And I said that part of persisting is about choosing to let go and detach of thoughts that don't serve you because they don't align with the version of you that already experiences the manifestation, that's already in that new identity. When you're in that new identity, or you're embodying that new identity, if there's a thought that comes up that doesn't align with that, doesn't match that, you don't dwell on it, you don't absorb it, you don't embrace it, because by doing so, you are then embodying a different identity, the identity of lack of your manifestation, right? And so persisting, yes, is about detaching from those thoughts, from those feelings that don't serve you. But persisting also means that you are in every moment becoming as aware as you can of these thoughts that are coming up. So our power lies in awareness. Our power in consciously manifesting lies in awareness. Because when we are aware of what we are thinking, we can trace that back to the source. Thoughts are a byproduct of our state of being, of our identity. And that identity and state of being is always a choice. When we become aware of our state of being through being aware and observing what our thoughts are, or feelings, emotions, assumptions, perceptions, whatever it may be, we trace that back down to the source, and then we identify, wait, this source that led to those thoughts that don't serve me, that don't align with me, it's coming from the state of being of lack, coming from the state of identity where I don't have my manifestation. In that moment, I choose to no longer identify with that. By letting that thought go and not dwelling on it, I have chosen to let that go, detached from it, and I am now choosing a state of identity, or a state of being slash identity, where I do have my manifestation. I am in the end state. I am embodying my new identity. This is what it means by how do you embody your new identity? This is how you become observant of that thought, right? You go into your awareness and identify, okay, this thought or emotion or assumption is coming from a state of being that is of lack. And I am choosing in this moment to shift it into a state of being of abundance, of fulfillment. And as you do this over and over and over again, as much as you can, being aware of it, and as much as you can, anytime a thought that comes up, you become aware of that, you trace it back to the state of identity, a state of being slash identity, and then you choose whether to let it go. Of course, you choose to let it go of the old identity, or embrace it because it's part of the new identity. You continually do that. That is what it means to persist. So I know that people talk about persisting, not just me, but other people saying, like, you persist in your new state, persist in your new state. But a lot of times people don't tell you, how do you actually do it? What does the process actually look like? This is what that process looks like. This is what persisting looks like. It's becoming aware of what that thought or feeling or assumption is, tracing it back to the identity it's coming from, and choosing either a different identity or dwelling in the same identity that's aligning with your manifestation, the end state of you already experiencing that desire. So keep it in mind that persisting is, yes, it's that simple, and this is how to actually do it. Okay? And at the end of the day, it's always a process. Every moment is a new decision that you make. Now, over time, yes, persisting is going to be a lot easier to do simply because you're always persisting in the new state, new identity. You'll be like, okay, I'm aware of this thought. Cool, wonderful. This is aligned with my new identity, new state. You don't need to change it. You don't need to shift it because you're already practicing that new identity over and over and over again. That is the result of being persistent with your new identity. All right. Hope that answers your question about persistence.